Hi, my friend, it's Pat Sloan here. So first, let me say thank you for giving me your feedback on when I was sitting here on the end of the table and how that felt to you, what you were able to see. Behind me, there's a blank design wall. Blank design wall. It's like, wow. So anyways, I digress. I got sidetracked. So you gave me feedback, great feedback about how a lot of you, it didn't help any or make any difference to you that I sat here and you saw the design wall a little bit closer to me. That didn't matter. Some of you thought it looked like I was uncomfortable, which honestly I was, because there's not a lot of leg room. Like on this side of the table, there's not a lot of leg room anyway, because there's shelves under here. I have a little bit of space under the table, about this much, where it overhangs the shelves, and then my knees hit the shelves. So this is actually as close as I can get to the table right here. On the other side, when I sat there, I had the sewing machine leg room. There's all that leg room under the sewing machine for you to sit at. But this side isn't designed for sitting at. It's more designed for standing. So anyway, that was helpful. A few of you did like it, but I think in the long run, I probably won't, because it was a bit awkward. Plus I had to move all the stuff that sits here, which I really like having my cross-stitch stuff here in the little pink box. And so I had to move that in order to work there. And I just don't want to do that kind of stuff all the time. So anyway, it's always interesting to try things. And because I switched my whole space around, that means all this stuff behind me switched as well. So you just get to see my computer a lot. And then, of course, you can see the design wall. I can sit over here. You can see all of it. But then I kind of feel weird always sitting on the side of the camera, like this, like way over here. But maybe sometimes that would be better, particularly if I have something up there that I'm talking about. All right. It says Tackle It Tuesday. First, let me tell you that my Tackle It list, which I'm just going to show you like from this distance, because it's all work stuff. Work, work, work. There's no fun stuff on there. Work and personal, other things like outside of work. Even with the additional Post-it note added on top. It's just boring. Boring as heck. Boring as heck. Who wants a to-do list, like a Tackle It list that's like not fun stuff? And right now, that's the way it is. But I keep writing them because it helps me kind of work through what's there. For today, I have a few things I want to show you that I've kind of been looking at, thinking about. Two of them are celebrations, which of course they're from the weekend, and one is. It was nail polish day, and even though I did not get nail polish on yet, I'm working on it. I got it cleaned off and didn't get new stuff on yet. I have always loved this little nail polish block, and I'm definitely going to use this as a block again someday. I think I did actually make one. I can't remember now. It was a long time ago when this came out. It was when Fat Quarter Shop was doing one of their free patterns, and I'll link it to the description box below and the pinned comment. And they had done it when they were showcasing a series of blocks using solids. But I would love to do it again with some cute fabrics. I think it's so darling. I love nail polish. So it's nail polish day, and first of all, if you did the nail polish block, show it over at Quilt Along with Pat Sloan. But it's also Dino Day, and I had these blocks, my red quilt up there. See my red quilt? I did a couple of blocks in the Tula Pink Dino fabric, where we got one. So I did two. That's all I got done. And then this project got put to the side for other projects with deadlines. And then so I'm going to do alternating the two, the small stars and then the big dino eggs. I'm just so in love with this. I will get back to it. They do still have the big print in pink. And they have a few of the other fabrics, and they actually have a fat quarter bundles. They have some fat quarter bundles still. So if you want dino fabric, now if you have made a quilt with dinosaurs, which I think is pretty popular, and a lot of you probably have done that, share a picture over at Quilt Along with Pat Sloan at Facebook, or if you aren't on Facebook, you can just tell us about it here in the comments. That would be fine. I have got the little Oh Lucky Day done, and I added a few more little X's to make it like some little sprinkles. That came from this pattern. You need to buy it from the designer. Nobody that I work with has it on their website, and it's not on Amazon, so you go right to them, right to the designer, and get it. So I want to make this into a little quiltlet to hang with the first one that I did. So what fabric? What fabric do I have? Now I do have this one bin, and I do have a lot of those greens over there with the 100 block stuff, but I just pulled this out because we'll just look here and see what I have. What is that one? What is that? We'll pull that too. That's probably too big a print, but we'll pull that out. Okay, so I pulled a bunch of things because I want it to go with this one. That it'll sit, it'll go on the wall next to it. Like she did them as little pillows, which is super cute, but I don't have the patience to do that. And this is actually a little bit bigger than I want for a pillow. I'd rather just hang them together. That's my thought anyway. So to audition this, I pinned it under, like you see with the Wonder Clip, so that I can kind of put it, if we put it like this, then I can see how the green looks with the cross stitch and how it looks next to the one that's already done. Let's see, we come in just a little bit. All right, so that's okay. It's a little bland. That doesn't excite me any. Then we got this one, which is a little blossom fabric. And also, I don't know. It's okay. I don't think I'll do an inner. I'll just do one outer on this one. What I like about this print is it has that blue, which goes with my border fabric. That's my fabric for the border and the inner border. So, and I don't want to do them the same. I want to do something different. So there is that, which is kind of cute. That's kind of a maybe. Then I pulled a darker olive, which I think now that's too dark. Originally I thought, oh, that would be nice, but now that I see it together like this, that's too dark. Okay, this is the one I just pulled out, which is kind of fun. This is kind of fun. I actually kind of like it, but now I'm thinking maybe that's a little too busy. Yeah, it like competes too much. Okay, I'm going to save that one for last. Here is another green with vertical. See that? It's got like a vertical, so I would be cutting the bottom and top across this way and the sides this way so that the fabric all runs the same direction when it's put on here. So there's that one. And I like that one. Even though it's darker like this, right? It's because there's so many of these, it looks lighter. And I actually like that one. I like that one. Okay, that goes over here. Then I found a gingham, which is also really nice. I like the gingham too. It's a little lighter and maybe a little different green. It's more yellowy. These are kind of more blue, lean towards the blue side. Okay, and the last one I had, which I told you I would, let me just see if I can open it up a bit. Okay, let me just open it up a little bit, because this is another one where I would cut the top and bottom horizontal because of the design and vertical for the other. So here would be that guy, which also has blue. See the blue? Because there's blue in here. There's blue in that border. I kind of like that one. It's a little bit, like I might do maybe little cornerstones so that the intersections, because this is the size scale of the print, those intersections might be a little too funky for me. Pieced. Yeah, so I think that is, I like that. I like that one. So these were the others that were all, I think this one's the wrong green. That's the wrong green. Even though I like the plaid, I don't have this kind of green I don't have as much of. I have more of this yellow green rather than the sort of more blue green. Okay. So I'm going to put this one back. So it'll be between these two, I think. Well, I can leave the floral. So this would be, okay, so now you get to vote, all right? Are you ready? You can vote here at YouTube. Put your vote at YouTube so I can see. We'll do, number 1 is the teardrop, like the teardrop. Number 2 will be the floral, and number 3 will be the little beads. See, those look like little beads. So the teardrop, whatever that's called, I'm going to call it a teardrop, the floral, or the beads. So you get to leave me a comment. We'll see which one a lot of you like. Yeah, it's always fun. You never... And we are all so different. Some of you are very matchy-matchy, and so you probably want something more solid. Others of you are very eclectic like me and prefer like the larger scale. So it's always interesting to hear how things go when I ask these questions. All right, let me see. I've got a couple other things. Electric Quilt is doing a contest. Now, Electric Quilt is often called EQ. For those of you who are not familiar with the term EQ, you'll see people write, use EQ, which is a computer software program for doing quilt designing, Electric Quilt. So they work with many manufacturers and often with Benartex to run contests. And so they are running a contest with my Tiny Secrets fabric. Yay! So what that means is you create a digital computer quilt using Tiny Secrets, because you can get that from the Electric Quilt. You can download those in there into Electric Quilt, so you have all the little squares of the fabric line and you can create your quilt. And then you enter it, how the directions tell you. And then at the end of June, there'll be 2 winners, and they will each get a fat quarter bundle of Tiny Secrets. So you have to follow the directions of, you know, the requirements of the contest, and then enter your design at Electric Quilt Company. And so I have the links down below in the description box and the pinned comment. And I will talk about this again several other times this month. So you can, you know, if you miss it today or forget, you know, I'll bring it up again. So it'll be super fun. Now I have the So Sampler box from last month. The last month, because I never got a chance to show it to you. So let's see what's in it, because I did not peek. All right, before I show it to you, I also got this. Blue canning jar zipper pull. Are you a blue canning jar fanatic? I love the blue canning jars, the blue glass. That's my favorite. So hopefully there's still some of these left when this video runs. I will link them in the description box and the pinned comment. Okay, these are the So Sampler boxes. They are a subscription service from the Fat Quarter Shop, and they send it to me each month to share with you. And I always share it fairly late so that everybody who's ordered, including those outside the United States, have hopefully gotten yours. If you didn't, you don't want to see, then skip forward. And I know there are other channels here that will do reveals much earlier in the month, but I choose not to do that. Okay, so let's see, let me show you what's in here. There's always a little cover thing that has like what's going on. It's called Just Desserts. Perfect. This was their boxes. This was the April box, which came in May. On the back side, you get a coupon on the back side, and then there's often a link to some other types of things, you know, and often another project to use the fabric with. So, but I don't show you the back because it has a coupon just for subscribers. Alrighty, and they give you a little legend, you know, that tells you what's in here, so that if you get something maybe you're unfamiliar with or is new to you, they will tell you a little bit about it. And I don't like to read that first. I just like to dive in, because I just I don't want to read about it till afterwards. Like, well, you know me, you've seen this many times where it's like I don't know what the item is, so I'm like, what is that? So I have to go read the little thing. Okay, so first thing we've got is Microtech sharp needles. So I like the Microtech needles. They are amazing, and I think Schmetz is one of the best needles. That's just my personal opinion, but that's what I use. And so there you go. That's great. because we need to change our needles probably a little bit more. I mean, some of you are religious. You just change, you know, you've got on a needle changing schedule, whatever. But many people will just wait until something's not working right. And then you change the needle. There is also that middle group of us. I'm kind of in that group where you hear the sound because it will make a little bit of a popping sound. If the needle has started to dull, which the fabric does dull your needle, that is a truth. And you'll start to hear this kind of popping sound as the needle doesn't go through the fabric quite as well because it started to dull or it's gotten a burr or something on it. And that's when I change the needle. There's always fabric, so let's look at that in a second. And then they're sending us often now a spool of thread to try. And so this is Superior's Pima thread. It's 100% cotton. It's 50 weight, 2 ply. So there's the Pima thread in a very usable off-white or ivory color for piecing. For those of you that only piece things. Okay, let me keep this here so I don't forget the fabric. What have I got here? Oh, you know me, I love, love, love zipper pulls for the bags. Look how cute that one is. It's a little circular Dresden, like the quilt that I showed the other day, my quilt with the old vintage Dresden plates on the silvery gray linen. That's nice. Then in here, what do we have? Then we'll look at the fabric. What do we have? Fabric label sticker pack. Oh, fabric labels, so that you can label your fabric. Wow, those are kind of cool. The collection, the designer, the project. Huh, neat. They're always coming up with fun things. Okay, here is a mystery coupon, so I can't show you that. But there's a new mystery for the year. They do that in the Sew Sampler box. You get a quilt along mystery. Look how beautiful that block is. So every month, if you want, you can sew. And occasionally I've done these, maybe 3 of them over the years. I did one a couple years back where it was the flower thing, and they gave me a one with done up in my fabric so you could see it, and then I made those blocks. So this is really pretty. Okay, so what fabric do we have? This is the exclusive pattern that comes along, and you can go to the Fat Quarter Shop and find lots of other free patterns, but this is the one that comes just with the box, so you can't purchase this at all. You can, you know, you just have to have the box. So what did they send this time? This is the Sherry and Chelsea's Raspberry Summer. Oh, what a pretty name, Raspberry Summer. Okay, I'm going to open it up. Let me just, hold on. Let me get the plastic off. This size is called a junior dessert roll. So it's 5 inches wide by width of fabric. Pretty cool, huh? So let's take a look. Let me just move things. Oh, let's take a look real quick. You can see, yeah, so it's not like the whole line, but they have this pretty peachy pink, and then they also have it in green, and then they've got a really darling paisley with little flowers in it, and the paisley on navy, some little buttony kind of things. Oh, so cute. And I'm sure the line has these in a bunch of other colors, like sherbet orange and navy. The navy looks so good in here. And then a little circle of the same kind of flowers, and a little dashed line, and a gingham. Cool. And so once again, if you use the pattern that is in the sampler, which is exclusive, this is how it looks, which is super cute. They use 1 color per block with a different piece in the middle. Okay, my friend. Wow, such fun. So remember to vote for these guys. You either have the teardrops, the floral, or the beads, you know. So which one of these did you like best with Oh Lucky Day and with the first one? Yeah. And by the way, happy June. We are in June, and I celebrated with one of my t-shirts from the merchandise shop that Kate Spain designed for me. I'll link you to that. That's always linked. The merchandise store is always linked in the description box below. All right, my friend, I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.